Alright guys, what's going on? Back for a quick trade recap. As you can see on the day we're green, made 105. Really wasn't that good of a day. 105 is not bad by any means, but I wasn't super confident in the trading and it was kind of a little choppy for me. I mean, we took objectives and stuff like that, but like what I really wanted to see was this data high be swept prior to going lower, right? That's what I was married to. That was my bias. Was a sweep of this prior to going lower. And then when we didn't get that, I was a little questionable because then I saw this um all this consolidation and then we dumped a little bit, so I figured consolidation, manipulate down, sweep this liquidity down here, get into a high time frame like key level or whatever, and then go up and sweep this. So then I was thinking that could happen. Obviously not. We just consolidated, came down, came back up, tapped, dropped, and so on and so forth. And we just kind of did that all day, um, which kind of sucks because for my model, like I want a sweep of liquidity, and obviously we're not getting that when we're creating lower highs and stuff like that. It's telling me it's bearish, but like I would like to see this come up and at least sweep this into like a gap up here prior to moving down. That's clearer to me. Same thing here. We come up, we don't quite get any of these highs, and then we just dump. Boom, boom. Same thing all day, right? And we just slowly chopped all the way down. So I haven't been a huge fan of price action, but nonetheless, I got a trade in. Um, I took partials. That's how I was able to secure the 105, which really sucks because um, at this point right here, I was up like 400 something, so the account was almost break even, and I really wanted to close. But as you can see, edge data low, and these were my relative equal lows over here. We didn't hit those, but edge my data low, which I would have taken a big portion off. I only took like a con or two up a little bit farther or whatever, and then it was just break even. Um, but yeah, right here, the account was basically break even, and if it hit full TP, the account would have been like $200 profit. Um, so that hurt a little bit because the trade played out. It's not my perfect trade, right? Um, I mean, we came up, right? I don't think this is. We're gonna check if it's SMT. 945, 952, 945. Huh, 945, 952. So, Q 940. Oh, okay. So it's a good trade, right? Just unfortunate that I wouldn't break even, but that's 100% a break even play. Like, there's no way I was holding it any longer than that. With the fact that it edged my TP that hard. What am I doing? So we had SMT, we had tapped into a 1 minute fair value gap. Came down, inversed the fair value gap, and I wasn't a fan of how quick it reacted off that, right? And the fact that it like inversed it by like it almost didn't inverse, you know what I mean? And it had a bottom wick, so I wasn't a huge fan of that. So then I waited, um, and it comes back down, right? Comes back down, and we get same thing. We get a nice momentum candle down, um, and that's when I get in with the change in state of delivery. That's where I entered. Break even was this quick internal low, so we were break even fast. That's another thing because it's not like a perfect trade for me. It was a tight stop and tight break even. Like I didn't even have time to set my stop really. Like I placed the order and like set TP, and then as soon as I went to set my stop, it was already break even, so I just like quick run over here, and usually there's a break even sign right here, or button that you can click when you're in a position. But yeah, this one kind of hurt a little bit. It wasn't like, this isn't an A plus setup for me by any means, right? But this is just like, I've seen it play out before. I've like, this is from experience, kind of. Like, I know, I mean, overall bias, like, we know we're bearish, right? Everyone knows we're bearish. We swept previous day highs yesterday, and I'm pretty sure we tapped a daily imbalance, right? Tapped a daily imbalance and then dumped. So I was bearish, especially with us heading towards. It didn't seem like we wanted these anymore, the data high. And you can't marry your bias, and I sort of was. But it got to the point where I just couldn't. I mean, we had good draws down here. We have data lows. We tapped into a daily imbalance and dumped out of it. So that's a good reaction. And then we have SMT, a great wick into our fair value gap that we're delivering from. And then we have our inverse fair value gap and change in state delivery. And yeah, we took partials. Just unfortunate because we didn't even I took like one or two partials, I think, max. But like if I was here, I could have closed in like 75% of the position, which would have been for much more money, obviously. And I was thinking about re-entering once we tapped the change in state of delivery, like retesting it. And technically it would have been break even if I got in here. We came down, internal low, break even. But yeah, so it came down, edged me by like less than a point or like a point or two. Came up break even for like 2 minutes, not even, and then came down and wicked my TP like almost perfectly, yeah. And so I was like looking for shorts rest of the time because like the wick where it would have gotten my TP, right? Like I would have been out, and even if I wasn't completely out, I would have closed the 75%. So then I would have had like one runner, right? And if one runner comes up here and break even, I'm still gonna be up hundreds of dollars. Unfortunately, I was already out, but I mean there was trades throughout the day, right? This might be SMT up here, I'm not sure. We're retesting that same fair value gap. We expect to get a great candle out of it. 2-minute inverse, and change in state delivery. Come down, same thing. It just edges it and then comes back up. You'd be break even, which was the annoying part. I think a lot of the trades I could have taken today would have been break even, even though they were like good setups. You know what I mean? So I don't know. There's not much to go over. I wasn't super focused on the charts after I saw like that it was just creating a bunch of relative equal highs, relative equal lows, and nothing was like getting truly swept. And then once things got swept, we just dumped, right? And this, honestly, I might take. I'm pretty sure we're coming from a key level. Yep, key level. 11 a.m. is the low. 11:05 is the low. Key level SMT. We don't really have a good break-even point on the 5-minute, but nah, not with that stuff there. I wouldn't take it. Because we might inverse the 5, and it might still play out, right? But I don't want to take the inverse on the 5, trading directly into a 2-minute. Especially with overall bias being bearish, obviously. I mean, this shit's been pretty crazy recently. Just straight dumping. But I don't know. Let's see. I'm like 3,000 points from February 24th. Yes, so this is like less than a month This is like the last month, basically, just straight down. Puts are printing for sure. But yeah, I mean, this is not a long video. I really didn't pay too much attention to the markets today. Did we get the inverse on the 5? Technically, yeah. 50K practice.
Order filled.
That's way too big of a stop. This is obviously not an A plus. This is not even a B. I would never trade into another gap. I don't know. Like, I know some people's model might allow for them to do that, but mine wouldn't. I'm just trusting it, little paper trade. But yeah, that's really it. I mean, the account's looking a little bit better, right? We are $400, not even $400. We're about $380 away from profit. Which sucks in a sense because we would have hit that today if my play had worked out the way it was supposed to. Obviously, we got edged. Quick call on my phone, quick call on that shit. So that kind of blew, but we did not end the day red. Still, my emotions were kind of messing with me just because, like, seeing that was crazy, like how close it was, and then for it to just fly back up was wicked. But then it looks like this shit's gonna play out. I don't know. This could be a like potential good trade. The problem being like that all the liquidity's right here. 2-minute inverse if one got it. I wanted to see a change in state of delivery with it. And we didn't close on the 1 minute. I gotta get off my hold on. I'm gonna lock it for at least an hour because I probably won't be on my computer by then. Quit calling my phone. And it might work out, but like that's not something I'll take, right? Like I'm itching to take it. Relative equal highs. Obviously, we're starting to turn a little bit bullish. We have a 5-minute inverse, 2-minute inverse. Just the one did not want to cooperate. And if we would have got the 1 minute, if the 1 minute would have inversed, we would have got the 2-minute change of state delivery. And then honestly, it wouldn't have been that bad of a trade. 1054 unless ES already took it. Oh. Okay, so. Oh, I'm tripping. Didn't take it either.
Order filled.
I don't know why that scared me for a second, but it did. Yeah, it didn't want to cooperate. But that would have been a valid trade, right? Because 5-minute inverse. We waited for the 2-minute anyway, but we had a 5-minute inverse lower, 2-minute inverse, 2-minute change of state of delivery, targeting equal highs. It would have been, if we close around there, took TP around there. In order to get a 1-to-1, it'd have to be somewhere around here. And I think if we got the change of state of delivery and the 1-minute inverse, we might have not gotten this reaction. But the 1 minute did not inverse, obviously, and rejected. So a retracement is normal for that. It's called for, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't want to drag this video on much longer. There's no reason to. Long story short, we're kind of bringing the account back, right? We went from gambling and being down $1,700, $300 away from blowing the account to now $380 away from being back in profit. That's one trade, easy if we have like good market price action and stuff. just got to continue not to force anything. Just keep doing what I'm doing so far. It is Wednesday. All right, I'm just checking the news for tomorrow real quick. We have PPI at 8:30. So, heavy news this week. Um, I mean, I'm obviously going to look to trade. Does that mean I'm 100% going to take one? No. Today was an alright trade. Could have been better. I'd give it like a B or something. But yeah, with that being said, leave a comment if you guys took any trades today. Let me know what you guys think about my trade. Yeah, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.